Hey, everybody. Welcome to Mind Your Health podcast. This is your host, Dr. Connie. And today I want to talk about the most critical thing that we all tend to overlook. And that is really knowing who you are. Because I think when I was first diagnosed with autoimmunity, I sort of went on this path of really not knowing what the next steps would be. I felt so broken and so lost and so sick, and I didn't know what the future held. And so, as confident as I thought I completely fell apart. It was in my 20s, and I was in graduate school, and I was very confident young woman, and I thought I had everything ahead of me. And marriage and all the things that other people did weren't something that was going to be my path. I was going to live on my terms and do the things that I want to do. And or when I was hit with autoimmunity, I got super sick, and nobody can tell me what was wrong with me. And at the time, I remember feeling so lost and so ashamed and so scared. And at the same time, I was super mad. But I didn't want to put a hold on my school. And so I kept working. And luckily, when I really got sick was during spring break that led into summer break. But I had internships where I had to serve time at the hospital. And I had to forego one of my internships because I was so sick. And that's when I felt like my life was ruined. Because for me, I lived my whole life on a schedule. I had an agenda for every year of everything I wanted to accomplish. And luckily, because I was in school, in the education system, it's so easy to just walk the path because it's already created for you. The curriculum's there. All you have to do is do your best to get good grades, and that's it. And had a very healthy social life, and I thought I had everything. Well, then I felt like I needed to get married because I needed some sort of security. And back 23 years ago, they said people with my specific condition, which was lupus, would only live for 5 to 10 years. And it was a curse. And I think culturally too, it was, deemed very bad. And it was a terminal illness and it's incurable, all the things. So my boyfriend at the time, his parents said, absolutely not. And I remember feeling that first rejection and feeling so lost. But somehow or another, he held on to our relationship and made it so that he convinced his parents. And then when I did abruptly get married, it wasn't the best relationship I had. I think I just succumbed, and I just felt like it was the best I could do at the time. And I was just so grateful for the opportunity because I was so broken and somebody would want me. And so my marriage began, had my first son, and thereafter. But I remember feeling very, very shameful and so sorry for being sick. And so I tried my best to compensate and overcompensate to be the best I could be, best wife, best daughter-in-law, and very apologetic. And in retrospect, I wish I would have really, really known what I know today. That autoimmunity doesn't have to be so destructive, that it can be an opportunity, that it can be a catalyst for transformation rather than letting it be a self-destructive disease that can take everything away. And that's what I hate seeing the most is in each and every one of autoimmune patients where it becomes a destructive force in their lives, where it tends to really cause each and every one of us to die to ourselves. And unless you can find your way back home, into this physical body and really know from the inside out who you are, or use autoimmunity as an opportunity to get to know yourself, would be a better way towards your healing path. And why I say that is because this body of ours is the only home that we will forever live in. It's more important than the home that we have, the roof over our heads and the walls of our houses. This house, our body, is much more important because this is our body. It's where we feel, mental faculties, where we think, and we have emotions, right? And the physical receptors, and we know what we feel when we feel pain, fatigue, and not be able to do the things that we need to do, like function day to day. And so I really emphasize within the alkaline methodology that I created a healing path that I use to help autoimmune patients heal is, the first element is all about self-awakening or inner awakening. And that's all about really getting to know your foundation, your beliefs, and what you truly, truly value. And really to live your life in alignment, which is the second pillar of that first element, inner awakening. And that alignment is super important because many of you guys are living out of alignment. When you live out of alignment, you're living really a lie. You give into all the things that other people want you to be and do, and you fulfill that role really well, but you do it while neglecting yourself. And you sort of dismiss all the things that you want, all the dreams that you've once had, and you dismiss it as if it's something that you should not or could not achieve anyway. And that sort of thinking perpetuates this malalignment within. And within that malalignment, when we keep living a lie and we become disgruntled and we become complacent, some things that energetically within our body becomes a little off kilter. And when our bodies and our minds are off kilter, we start to really focus on all the things outside of us. We start to neglect this body of ours, our own home. And if you really think about it, an analogy I can give you is your home right now. If you don't clean on a regular basis, and if you don't take care of it and really tend to your home, it becomes infested with pests very quickly, whether it be dust mites, whether it be pests like bugs, spider webs, and everything else that goes on in the house. Unless you keep it up and live in it and clean on the regular, that's much like the metabolism, detoxification, all the cleaning that needs to go on, then your house is going to be destructive, or it's going to become ruined one day, And I need you to really think about it in those simple terms. When was the last time you really thought about what you wanted out of life? When was the last time you thought about what's truly important to you? And ask yourself what you are living right now, all the relationships that you have with your spouse, with your kids, with your coworkers, friends, and the financial situation that you're in. You look around at everything in your life. Is this the life you've dreamed of? Is this what you wanted? Right? And then if it's not, I want you to ask yourself, what really keeps you from achieving your dreams? Because chances are, because of autoimmunity, we tend to give up before we even get there. It's sort of, I remember one of the coaches that I worked with said, it's like failing ahead of time. Because you can't get there anyway, you don't even try. And when you don't even try, you can't even fathom that path. So you stay disgruntled at the same place, spinning your wheels, never really making any progress towards the thing. You don't even dare to make a dent in your life. And that's what happens when we don't live in alignment with what we truly value. And that's one of the first realizations that I take my patients through is their core beliefs as well as the values that they hold, what's truly important to them. Because a lot of the times they'll say my kids, my family, what have you, but it never really involves them. It's as if being self-centered or self-caring and self-loving is very selfish, as if to say that that is a bad trait. But in reality, if you're not selfish to take care of you first, how can you even try to extend that to other people? If you're a mom, if you're a daughter, if you're a spouse, how can you extend the love you don't give to yourself and to try to give it to other people? Because the truth is, human nature, resentments grow, right? And guilt drives our behaviors. Then we have hollowness. We're empty on the inside. We don't have any more to give. And so you really have to fill your cup first before you can fill others. Yet we try so hard to fill other people, or we try so hard to defend our limitations as to exactly why we are the way we are. We wonder why we keep getting sick. And so, yes, the alkaline method for autoimmunity is all about the transformative effect within ourselves. It's the peace that drives everything in our lives. And if you don't have self-love within the alkaline methodology, nothing else matters, because how can you expect to heal when you don't have self-regard, self-respect, and self-love? And these are the things that we teach you to cultivate, but it takes a process. It takes a very much a curriculum, month by month, week by week, day by day, that you can do for 365 days of the year, carefully designed and curated to really elevate your mind to another level. Because chances are you've never thought this way. You never thought that this was possible. And you never really even began to dream for what you truly believe. And I believe in you. I believe you can heal from your own autoimmunity. It's sort of like our bodies have gone against us, and it's desperately calling for help to pay attention to it. And if we don't pay attention to it and spend some time regarding ourselves and really nurturing our souls, then the healing just can't begin. No matter what supplements or what a clean diet and all the things that you try to do, doesn't matter when you're not being the person that you need to be. And so the concepts I teach are very metaphysical. It's above and beyond, but it's the essential fundamental piece that primes you to be able to then really amplify all the things that you will do. That includes the diets and supplements, and all of a sudden, everything clicks back in place and everything becomes so easy once you know exactly who you are and what you're living for, and you get on your path, not anybody else's path, but your path. And you have so much more to give in that, from that state of being. And I believe it's hope. I believe, it calls for our faith. I believe it calls to be really compassionate to ourselves first and foremost. And it's really, autoimmunity is a transformative path if you choose the healing aspects of it and if you use it as a catalyst for your inner transformation. With that in mind, we just wrapped up our free training series, but we do have our offers available for autoimmune yoga that will help you to get rid of all the aches and pains in your body while boosting your energy, as well as to really prime your mind to receive and be receptive to your inner vision. And then we also offer a no-nonsense nourishment program that works on your inner being to drive the specific food that's right for you. It's a very, very different way to go about finding your own specific diet that's anti-inflammatory. So if you're interested, the links are below. I hope you take up on it, and I hope to see you on the inside so I can guide you. And I'm not about quick fixes. I'm about really staying well and feeling well once and for all, despite autoimmunity. Thanks for tuning in. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to our podcast, Mind Your Health, as well as you can find me and follow me on Instagram at Dr. Connie Chung. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys all next week.